So, you want to run a marathon. What are you thinking? Do you really want to pour every last ounce of energy you have in your reserve into a months-long process that culminates in your sweating, crying, and belching your way across a marathon finish line? The answer is, of course, yes. If you've been there before and you're hooked, know that I understand. If this is your first, you've entered a whole new dimension of self-imposed human suffering. And you know what? It's amazing. During this process, you'll get input from a variety of people. Your friends, your colleagues, your great Aunt Norma, people who have hardly walked outside to take their trash out, let alone run a marathon, will want to offer unsolicited advice. They all mean well. They'll probably also tell you that running the marathon in and of itself is an accomplishment. Sure, I think we can all agree that running 26.2 miles is a huge athletic achievement. But, my dear marathoners, I have a question for you. If you're going to dedicate months of training to a single day in your life, don't you want to put everything you've got into making it the best dang race ever? Shouldn't your goal be to finish knowing that you did everything in your power to kick the marathon's butt? Yeah, I thought so. It's time to live up to your truest potential. Guess what? You're ready. Training for 26.2 is something almost otherworldly. The process is immersive, focused, and can at times lift you out of your humanoid self and onto the plane of the divine. At other times, you might feel stomped on, used up, and so freaking tired. And yet you relish the agony because, despite the physical pain, excitement builds within you. At the end of all the work, you will line up and run 26.2 miles. It will be hard, but it will also be spectacular. Why do we need a marathon training guide specifically for women? As of 2020, only 0.5% of people in the U.S. could say that they've completed a full marathon. Women represent 45.7% of runners within that tiny group. This number, which shows women making up nearly half of the marathoning population, amazes me. Female athletes have come so far in such a short span of time. As recently as 1966, women were forbidden to run 26.2-mile races. Professionals believed it was physically impossible and dangerous for women to run anything more than 1.5 miles. One common myth was that if women ran any farther, our uteruses would just fall out. But as with many other barriers women have faced over the course of history, we fought our way in. In 1966, Bobby Gibbs snuck onto the Boston Marathon course and became the first woman to run the full course. When Gibb talks about running, it's clear that the sport always meant more to her than racing or competing. She ran for the beauty of it, to be at one with nature and herself. There was no ego involved, no obsession about her times. Her idea of a good run was looking into the distance at a mountaintop and spending the whole day running to the summit. The Boston Marathon was the only marathon she knew about. She lived in Massachusetts, and in 1964, she happened to see a portion of the race while she was on her own run. When she decided to start training for it, she didn't know that it was only for men. Her desire to run it, at the time, was not about making a statement or starting a movement. She admits she was naive in both running and the politics of sport. She ran in nurse's shoes. She did not have a training manual. Her boyfriend at the time would take her out on his motorcycle and then drop her off in the middle of nowhere. And she would joyfully run home. By 1965, she was strong enough to run 40 miles at a time. In 1966, she wrote to the Boston Athletic Association to apply to run the marathon. Will Cloney, the race director, rejected her application. He wrote back to her and said that women were not physiologically capable of running 26.2 miles, and that the rules said they were not allowed to run. She was shocked. Of course it was possible for women to run 26.2 miles. Bobby continued to train, now aware that this was bigger than her and her ambition to run the marathon.